talking about fictional bullies and victims. We just heard two little testimonials about being a bully and being a victim. I'm going to give you guys little statistics on bullies. These are from 2007, and it's from the Washington State Healthy Youth Survey. So some of these you guys are probably going to find you relate to. 26% of 8th graders say they've been bullied in the past 30 days. 9.4% of 8th graders say they've been bullied by someone using a cell phone or a computer in the past 30 days. 18.3% of youth say they've been bullied because of their gender. 12.7% of youth have been bullied because someone thought they were gay. 10% of youth have been bullied because of their religion. And 90% of all students have said they've been bullied at some point during their school year. So think about those statistics, if you want, like how many people have been bullied. A lot of hands going up, right? So, you can see by that, bullying is really common. And, it has a lot of effects on the people that are bullies. Things like it affects your self-esteem, it can cause stress, and it can cause problems with trusting. So we're going to talk about the bully, the victim, and the bystanders, the three main people that are involved in a bullying situation. So we're going to start off with the bully. So the bully, Amanda's group, I was like, they're stealing my talk. So the bully is somebody, they pick a target, okay? So their target is somebody who's different from them. They could be weaker than them. It's just somebody they decide to pick on. So the bully often picks a target because, they don't feel too good about themselves and they want to feel better about themselves. So, they pick this person and they start bullying them, and it can take on many different forms. So it can be something like name calling, demanding lunch money, being mean to them, tripping them. And then it goes on to things like bullying on the internet, like on Facebook or MySpace, which is really bad because it's almost more public. And then it can go on to, violence, just shoving them in the hallway or those sort of things. But regardless of however the bullying takes place, the goal is still the same. It's to humiliate and intimidate somebody. And, it's really hard, but, you have to remember that bullies are just like everybody else. They deserve forgiveness. Because they have problems with the sin, and they need to be loved and forgiven and called to holiness. Then we have the victim. The victim is the little person. So the victim is somebody who's been singled out. It's the target of the bully. They're made to feel dumb, lame, stupid, ugly. They're an outcast. They don't belong. And the victim can start to forget what the truth, not realize what the truth is, and start believing the lies of the bully. So they start thinking that they're ugly, they're an outcast, they're a loser, nobody likes them. And it becomes really dangerous because after a while, the victim, if it's going on for a long time, the victim will start to, sort of seethe about it and want to retaliate. And so when it becomes dangerous like that, the victim sometimes will take things into their own hands. And, revenge is not the answer for it. It's really important, if you're the victim of being a bully, to get help. Then we move on to the bystander. The bystander is the guy that's way up in the top corner, in case you couldn't figure that out. So the bystander is where most of us fit most of the time. Bystander is somebody who knows what's going on, but doesn't necessarily get involved. So I'll give you an example. Say my friend is a bully. I don't necessarily stand up to my friend because I'm worried, what? They won't be my friend anymore. Say my friend is the victim. I don't say anything to the bully because don't want the bully to bully me, exactly. It's really easy just to kind of keep your mouth shut, not get involved, just kind of let things happen. But, being part of a Christian is standing up for what's right and defending the defenseless. So we think, what would Jesus do? So I'm going to read you guys a passage. It's from John's Gospel. It's chapter 8. Early in the morning, he came again to the temple. This is Jesus. All the people came to him, and he sat down and began to teach them. The scribes and the Pharisees brought a woman who had been caught in adultery, and making her stand before all of them, they said to him, "Teacher, this woman was caught in the very act of committing adultery. Now in the law, Moses commanded us to stone such women. Now what do you say?" They said this to test him, so that they might have some charge to bring against him. Jesus bent down and wrote with his finger on the ground. When they kept on questioning him, he straightened up and said to them, "Let anyone among you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her." And once again he bent down and wrote on the ground. When they heard it, they went away, one by one, beginning with the elders. And Jesus was left alone with the woman standing before him. Jesus straightened up and said to her, "Woman, where are they? Has no one condemned you?" She said, "No one, sir." And Jesus said, "Neither do I condemn you. Go your way, and from now on, do not sin again." So the purpose of Jesus' actions with the adulteress is to make us realize that we're all sinners in our own way. So we may not commit the same crime, but none of us have a clean slate. And Jesus challenges us to stand up to the evil that tempts us to tear down people for our own personal enjoyments. Christ himself, he endured severe bullying during his death. He was tormented, he was spit on, he was beaten, publicly humiliated. And, he's there carrying his cross to his death, and people are just mean and nasty to him. But what did he do? He forgave them. Turn off your cell phone when you enter the gym. These people didn't understand what they were doing, and he forgave them because these people didn't have God's love in their life, and so instead of fighting back, he forgave them, that's a hard thing to do, right? So bullying comes down to the dignity of every person. So in the Catechism it states, the dignity of the human person is rooted in his creation in the image and likeness of God. So when we choose to tear down somebody because of who we think they are, or the way they dress, or the way they look, we're denying the dignity that they deserve as a child of God. We must defend the dignity of everyone. Even those we don't like, we need to see Christ in every person. Every person is a child of God and deserves love and respect and forgiveness. So we need to stand up when somebody's being bullied. We need to talk to a teacher. We need to tell a parent. We need to tell a friend. We need to tell somebody who can help us. Stand up to the bully. Pray. But what you need to do is you need to be a witness to Christ in all situations.
You started your night in groups. Please go back to those groups and we will put some questions up. If you are a crew member and you can't read questions, you brought your binder.